recording. So let's bust it out. We're continuing to do supersets today. Going to warm up a little bit more since we're starting together a little bit late. But remember, it's always good to start warming up 10-15 minutes before you even tune in. If it takes you 15, 20, 30 minutes into a workout to start to feel like things are moving better, like you're you're controlling your breath, like your joints feel better, that's how long you should have been warming up in the first place. And all of that training was much less valuable, much less effective, and much less safe. That's what the warm-up is for, to get your body ready. So if it takes you 10-20 minutes to start feeling good during a workout, then we should feel good before the workout. Otherwise, that's a lot of energy and time that you lost in the actual program. So remember, before you even tune in, I want to see you sweating. Did you go for a bike ride? Did you walk the dog? Have you been on the foam roller for 20 minutes? Have you been doing band dislocates? Did you take a yoga class? What did you do? Hopefully you didn't just roll out of bed. You're not even going to be warmed up by the end of the workout if that's the case. Get another minute of dislocates in. What's up, Paxton? I'm all kinds of tight, all kinds of sore, all kinds of tired, but I'm excited to be here with you today on this beautiful Saturday morning. And I have been warming up. I've been walking up and down the property, playing with dogs, and did a little foam rolling. These dislocates will always do us justice right before we start. All right, pick your favorite dislocate, get a couple more reps in, and then it's go time. We're going to be starting with our good posture superset. The body weight portion of the superset will be a prone position, face down, doing some shoulder lifts, shoulder raises, followed by some dumbbell raises for our upper back. So very similar to what we've been doing. So let's all come down to the ground, face down. And what we're going to do is make some prone yin-yangs. We're going to execute some prone yin-yangs, just like we do the yin-yangs when we're standing, only we're down on our chest, down, stomach down, arms out wide. Make sure you got room. First, start the arms out at a T, lift the arms up, and then start your yin-yang movement pattern. So one arm reaches over and across your head, the other arm reaches around and behind your back or behind your butt. I'm actually keeping my head off the ground right now just to activate and engage my thoracic spine and my cervical spine erectors a little bit more of an all-encompassing upper back posture exercise. So think about making this pretty yin-yang. Make it pretty. Reach behind as far as you can. Reach over as far as you can. Think about the internal and external shoulder rotation. Think about the upward and downward tilt or rotation of your scapulas. Think about the shrugging and elevation of one scapula while you depress and squeeze your other scapula. Let's get one more on each side. Oh, those are always hard. Those are always very challenging for me, shoulder mobility wise, but I love them. They're very good. All right, let's grab your dumbbells. For our weighted good posture upper back exercise, we're going to do some alternating bent over. It's kind of like an alternating face pull. So we know about W raises where we hinge over and we do a face pull with dumbbells like we're making a W. We're going to do that by alternating right, left, right, left. So let's go ahead and take your dumbbells, hinge over, and then let's start with one arm. Pull up, externally rotate your shoulder, flash your palm ahead of you. And the key is really in the external rotation of your shoulder. And you're also trying to posteriorly tilt your scapula. So think about your scapula tilting to the posterior as you flash your palm forward out in front of you. So we're not doing W's, we're doing half W's. If we were doing both arms at the same time, it would be more of a W. But we're alternating right now, just so we can slow down, focus on one side and then the other. To maintain this hinged over position, certainly requires a lot of stabilization and recruitment of your entire posterior chain. You might feel it in your lower back. Not a bad thing, that's a good thing. But do brace your abs and push into your feet every time you lift up. Let's get one more on each side. All right, nice. Now, we're going to go back into that, but we like to, just like we have been, focus on a little bit of mobility relative to the superset between sets. So real quick, hop down on the ground with your roller. You're going to lay the roller across your mid-back. Try to position the roller towards the lower part of your scapulas, really down your thoracic spine, towards the base, the bottom of your scapulas. Let's go and put your hand behind your head, and we're going to rotate from side to side. So we're just rotating and rolling side to side horizontally on the roller. We're not rolling up and down our spine. Really just focusing on the thoracic extension at the bottom of our scapulas. I believe this can be very beneficial for this superset we're doing for both of these exercises. Let's get a couple more rolls each direction. Relax your neck, head in your hands. All right, now since we're already down here, all we got to do is flip it on over. Now let's see how you feel about set 2. See if opening your spine up helped with your mobility a little bit. I know it does for me. All right, arms out wide. We're going to lift up. And now let's start these yin-yans. Once again, I'm going head off the ground. Hands are always off the ground. Trying to lift your palms up away from the ground. We've got a lot of joint actions going on here. The shoulders are internally and externally rotating. The scapulas are both retracting, elevating, depressing, tilting upward, or rotating upward, rotating downward. And as you see, I'm kind of swaying side to side. I like to add a little spinal lateral flexion into the mix. Feels good for me to add that in. Let's get one more on each side. All right. And let's hop up and go into our alternating bent over face pulls. Dumbbells up, start standing, hinge over, dumbbells are about to your knees now. Then pull one hand back at a time. Really try to pull your knuckles back behind your head, flash your palm forward. When you're not lifting the weight, keep it right against your knee. Keep it right, really touch your knee with the weight when you're not using it. Poke your butt back. Keep your spine long and neutral. Again, push into your feet, especially the same side foot. Every time you lift, if you push down, you'll have a better stabilization on that rep. You'll recruit more muscles throughout the kinetic chain. and the rep, well, generally you won't have as many power leakages, especially in your lower back. Let's get 4 more. And I'll get a few more. Since we're only doing 2 sets of each, I'm gonna take a little further. Let's get 4 more now. Stick with me now, stick with me. Gotta be honest with it. When you need it, you need it. All right. Sweet. Sweet technique. Next thing we're going into is an upper body pushing superset. So we're gonna need a bench or a chair for some bench dips or a couch or whatever. I've got my little burrito stool I'll be using there. And then we're gonna couple that with a banded push-up variation. The banded push-up actually comes first. So grab a band that you are going to do elevated banded push-ups on. So elevate your torso on whatever it is you'll be using for bench dips. We're adding this band in to work our triceps a little bit harder today. So I'm gonna come down here. I got my burrito, cute little ancient stool. Got the bands around my back. Since this burrito is fairly narrow, I'm gonna be using a narrow grip, which only adds to the triceps effect. So here we are, starting to plank. We got the band. Come down, get your chest down there and push. The more you're elevated, the easier it will be. So if you're on a table or the back of a couch, it's a little higher. It will be easier, which might afford you to use a bigger band. The lower you are, the harder it is. Like I said, I've got a narrow grip. Try to challenge yourself and use a narrow grip with me, because although this is an upper body pushing superset, it is a tricep dominant, tricep biased superset. Let's get about 4 or 5 more. Take this to 10 to 12 reps. All right, nice. Now we're gonna go right into our tricep bench dips. I'm gonna use my same apparatus here, no band. This is the body weight part of the superset. Remember, all these supersets have a weighted and body weight component. So position yourself for your tricep dips. Bend at the elbows. Descend, keeping your body very close to your apparatus. And what's nice about bench dips is when you need to, you can start to use your legs a little bit. Only when you need to. Focus on the triceps. As you descend, pack your shoulder blades tight. Pull your shoulders back. Don't let your chest cave downward. Don't let your shoulder blades protract and cave. I'm going to speed it up for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Now, if your triceps aren't burning after that superset, then I don't believe you. But let's go ahead and work the tricep and shoulder mobility. And let's do a thoracic opener using whatever it is that you're doing your dips on and your push-ups. So before we did elbows on the chair or the bench, today let's do palms. Palms on the bench. Now sit your hips back, drop your chest down towards the ground, and from here we're stretching your triceps and your chest, and we're opening the thoracic spine. We're stretching your lats, your serratus. Let's rotate your body from side to side. Look one way, look under your armpit, look under your armpit the other way. Shimmy your hips side to side. Think about rotating from your sternum and your belly button. And when we're doing this, we're doing a good job of especially stretching the pec minor, but this does also lengthen and stretch the triceps. So a couple more. Ooh, actually made my triceps burn a little more. All right, let's band up, get ready for our push-ups. Now, I'm going to use a bigger band this time. Now I'm going to go faster tempo. So at your own rate, try to hit failure. So be honest, use a band you need anywhere between 10 and 15 reps. That's your fail zone. So since I've got a big band, I'm going to need to go a little faster to hit my rep range. And here I go. Fight for it. Fight for it. Oh, wow, okay. I got 11 3/4. I'm happy with that. It's an honest set right there. Fail between 10 and 12 or 10 and 15 reps. Gotta be real with yourself. If you made it to 15, I think you probably could have done 16 or 17, which means you could have used your next band up. All right, let's hit our bench dips. Let's go right into it. Now, triceps are burning. I'm gonna speed these up. Go for 15 to 20 reps. You do the same. A little faster tempo than last time. Doesn't mean get sloppy. Doesn't mean lose control. Doesn't mean lose focus inside of your goal, which is triceps. Focus on contracting the triceps at the top of each rep. Load the triceps at the bottom. Contract at the top. Okay. You keep going. You didn't fail yet. You keep going. I got about 3 or 4 partial reps in there just to squeeze out every last bit that I could. Doing great. Finish that setup. I'm going to grab a quick sip. All right. Now we just did 2 upper body supersets. One essentially for the pulling muscles, one for the pushing muscles. Let's hit lower body a little bit now. So we'll focus on full lower body, but primarily glutes and hamstrings. So let's start with our weighted exercise. And oh, there it is. I'm gonna grab my kettlebell. Need a little bit of a heavier weight on this one. So we're gonna be doing some triangle goblet squats. You're gonna hold the weight right up to your chin. Keep it tucked in tight. Descend down towards one leg, shift over to the other leg, come back up to the center, and reverse. Triangle squats. So check it out. Squatting down one way, shifting the other way, back up to the center. Switch directions. Shift down in one way, shift the other way, come back up. Now, the reason I designed these, which for right now I'm just gonna go and take credit for it. I've never seen anybody do loaded multi-directional squats like this. Maybe a little bit for a warm-up or something, but not to strengthen. This is the idea, is to work on your end range hip mobility. End range mobility is quite possibly the most important part of your joints range of motion to address, because your end range of motion is what dictates how much of whatever you can do, how much can you move. So by shifting from right to left, let's get 2 more, and right to left, then we're working the end range mobility in our hips. And I'm a big fan of working the ball and socket joint in different directions it's not used to. All right, so now we're gonna go to our unloaded exercise, which today is gonna be an alternating cross back lunge. This is mostly for the outer hips, but it hits everything, hams, glutes, quads. So cross back behind, push yourself back up. Cross back behind, push yourself back up. Now the key here is to not twist your torso in the direction that your leg, don't let your torso stay in line with your trail leg. Keep your torso squared up facing forward, the same direction that your front foot is pointing. Now, you can really tell yourself to twist towards your front leg. So as you step back and behind, twist your belly button and your sternum and your shoulders towards your front knee. And if you do that, that helps to emphasize on the effect that we're going for here, which is to engage the glute medius and the hip abductors, the outer hips. I know I talk about this a lot, but, and I say it about a lot of things, let's get about 6 more, but this is one of those exercises that it's not that you have to do cross back lunges, but it's one of those exercises that if folks strengthen their hip abductors and their glutes in this manner, doing something of this nature, we would have about 90 less hip replacement surgeries, 90% less, period. And now we're going to go ahead and stretch those glutes out. So let's go down into a deep squat stretch. Come on down here, pry the knees open, and I'll continue to lecture you while we're hanging out down here. Shift from side to side, pry your knees open, elevate one heel as you shift that direction, and we're stretching the whole lower body down here. So, now I'm not just making this up. I've got plenty of colleagues, old classmates, and professionals I've met, physical therapists I've worked with, trained with, seen and talked to in the gym over the years. They'll say the same thing. If people would just strengthen, they wouldn't need replacement surgeries. And they will gladly, jokingly admit that if all the trainers would, or if every trainee and trainer would promote stuff like hip mobility, hip stability, strengthening from different angles, then those physical therapists and hip replacement surgeons would be out of a job. But we don't like to do preventative work. We just like to try to put band-aids on things after we make mistakes. It's the human nature. So let's go back into our triangle squats. Tuck it in, keep it close to your chin. We know what we're doing. Let's hop into it. Let's speed it up. Shift, shift, push. Make a clean triangle. Shift, shift, push. Get your hips down. Let that weight help drop you down. Work with gravity here. Let gravity pull you down into your deepest squat. And every squat, if there's a little room, get a centimeter deeper. Get down there. Try and get your hamstrings to your calves if you can. Let's get a couple more. Oh yeah, that's what's up. All right, all right. Woo, Nelly. Okay, cross back lunges. Let's go and speed these up. Let's speed these up. All right, big breaths now. Big steady breaths. Keep your chest and torso squared up, facing forward. Feel the load in your outer hips. Yeah, we as humans, we like to make things a lot more complicated and a lot less proactive. We certainly like to make programs and physical therapy systems that have you doing thousands of little minute rehabilitation exercises after you've incurred a giant injury or had a big replacement surgery. And instead of doing all these thousands of little to-dos, you could just do a few big, effective, proactive things like lunges, squats, and deadlifts. Those are the big 3. Keep it going. Now I'm going to do about 20 here. I got 4 more. You could design entire programs especially for lower body, around those 3 things and all the variations. Squats, deadlifts, lunges. Those are the 3. They'll save your life. They'll extend your life. They'll make you stronger. They'll make you feel better. They'll make you look better. They'll make you be able to eat more food. That's the best part. All right, let's go ahead and move along. Today, we're going to hit a core superset. I know we've been missing core work, so we're going to start with some weighted crunches on the stability ball. I'm going to grab one of my dumbbells here. And grab one of your dumbbells. These are single arm crunches. So we've got one arm stacked up. All right, and if you don't have a ball, that's fine, you should. But if you don't, get on the ground, lean back, and crunch. Again, pushing up with just one arm here. I'm gonna get 10 reps on each arm. Give it a big pause at the top. Push your lower back into the ground or into your ball. Push your weight up to the ceiling. Get yourself a squeeze and a pause at the top. Breathe steady with each rep now. You only need 1 breath for every repetition. Switching arms now. Now, I find that it's more effective and helpful to inhale as I descend, exhale as I crunch. You can argue the benefits of breathing patterns in all different ways, but the biggest thing is that you are simply reminding yourself to breathe with every rep. I'd rather you be breathing in reverse from what I'm doing than holding your breath, which is all too common and an easy mistake to make. Get your 10 reps on each side. Okay, nice. Next, we're going to go into some Russian twists, unweighted today. So, I'm still going to do these on the ball. I'm going to roll forward. I'm going to lean back. And I'm going to touch with the opposite arm. So no matter what you're twisting on, lean back until you feel like you're about to fall backwards. Rotate from your belly button up. Let's move your head with your torso. See, I'm moving my head with my torso today. Sometimes I keep my head straight forward. Sometimes I move my head with my torso. When I'm moving my head with my torso, the benefit that I like of this is that helps promote you twisting your shoulders more. It helps promote you twisting your trunk more. If you look the direction you're twisting, so touch with your opposite hand. Get your opposite hand all the way to the ground, all the way to the ball. Sit long, lean back a little more. Lean back a little more till those feet are about to pop up. Very light in the feet. Keep it going now. Breathe big now. This one doesn't jack your heart rate up. It's a good opportunity to catch your breath. A couple more each side. All right, nice. Sweet, sweet. Let's stretch these abs out with a little bit of a butchered yoga pose. So let's come on down, hips on the ground. We're gonna hold yourself up on your elbows here. Now this might feel easy for you. Push your elbows into the ground to try to elevate your head as high as possible. Squeeze your glutes, contract your glutes. That helps protect and stabilize your lower back. All right, now breathe big into your belly. Inhale, inflate, and expand your belly like you're trying to blow your abdominals up. And when you do that, you'll feel your abdominals stretch. And I don't care who you are, if you do that correctly, you're squeezing your glutes, you're pushing into the elbows, you're getting tall with your head, and you're really expanding and inflating your tummy, you're gonna feel your abdominals expand and stretch, no matter how mobile you are. So a couple more breaths. Now you can easily go up onto your hands, but you risk straining your spine into hyper extension, for lack of better buzzword. So we're just going with elbows. All right, let's hit the core again into our weighted crunches. Grab your dumbbell. All right, switch arms. Start with your opposite arm this time. Let's keep these reps controlled and slow. Lean back, stretch, drape, crunch, pause, squeeze. Remember, half of the work, half of the benefit, and half of the challenge come from the eccentric phase, the lowering phase. So don't just free fall. Don't just let gravity take over. Resist gravity all the way down. Give it a big pause at the top. Reach for one more inch up there. Get up there. Breathe with it. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. All right, I'm switching arms. Get the stretch over your ball. Get the stretch. Push your belly button into the ball. Push your lower back into the ball. Big pause at the top. Nothing wrong with getting a couple extra reps if you're ahead of me. If you're ahead of me, you might be going too fast, but nothing wrong with a couple extra reps. I know you can do a couple more. All right, Russian twist. I'm actually going to put my kettlebell in front of me. I'm going to squeeze the kettlebell with my feet. It's going to help me lean back a little further. I'm going to speed these Russian twists up, and I'm going to get 20 on each side. 20 on each side. Move your head. Twist from the belly button up. If you focus on twisting from your belly button, which it doesn't twist much, I know it doesn't really rotate and move much at all, but if that's your mindset, it's going to allow the rest of your torso on up to twist and rotate in this sagittal plane to its fullest capability this morning. Opposite hand touches. If you just touch with the same side hand, you're not going far. You always want to reach with your opposite hand. That's 40 twists total, 20 on each side. Those reps in now, get those reps in. Looking good, looking good. Now what I want to finish with today, we didn't do as many supersets today, that's just fine. We're going to finish with a finisher for the arms, so grab your hand weights. I've got my dumbbells here with the fat grips on them, and we're going to do some rapid fire arms and shoulders. It's going to be one big set. All right, we got your weights. All right, stay with me now. Stay with me. We're going to start with bicep curls, alternating curls, palms up. We're going kind of fast here, but fully extend your arms all the way down. Very important. Just because we're going fast doesn't mean that you're not contracting at the peak and stretching at the bottom. Keep it going now, keep it going now, keep it going now. All right, and we're going to get ready to switch into lateral raises. Here we go, alternating lateral raises. Check this out, alternating. Now don't swing back and forth. Don't teeter-totter and seesaw back and forth. Keep your body still as possible. Raise up to at least shoulder level. A little higher than shoulder level is fine. Oh yeah, get ready to go into some tricep extensions. We're going to do tricep kickbacks next in an alternating fashion. 4 more, get 4 more. Okay, here I'm going to bend over, hinge, elbows up, kick back, kick back. Kick back, kick back. Alternating tricep kickbacks. Bend over a little more now. Straighten your back out. Keep your elbows tucked up high. Elbows stay up like you're in a row. You're holding a row the whole time. Kick that weight all the way back behind you. Fully extend your arms. Make them burn now, make them burn. We're not done after this. Stick with me. Stick with me. Get 4 more. All right, come on up. Hammer curls. Alternating hammer curls. We've got a semi-pronated grip. Try to touch your shoulder with your weight. Okay, touch the front of your shoulder with the weight. Lower and control all the way down. We're going to get another shoulder and another tricep, and then we're done with this big shoulder arm medley. Keep it going now. I know. Almost there. Breathe with it. Get 4 more. 1, 2. Nice. Okay. Let's go into some upright rows. Upright rows is actually compound, but we can tell we were just working those biceps. My biceps are feeling like the limiting factor on these now. Pull up towards your chin. Elbows up high and wide. Pull your shoulders back. Keep the weights close to your body. Let's get 5 more. 1. We're almost there. 2. 3. 4. 5. All right, last exercise. Dumbbells up. Put them together behind your head. Let's do this together. It's kind of hard to do alternating French presses. So let's just do them together. There's 5. I'm going to 15. Push them all the way up now. Keep your hips tight. Get 15. I know you're about 5 reps behind me. There's 15 for me. I want to see you. Let me see it. Yeah. Yeah. Get them up there. Every last rep. It's the last set of the day. All right. Looking good. Way to get through that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. French presses never go out of style. Awesome. Great workout today. Thanks for joining me. A lot of fun, man. I was feeling so drained, so fatigued this morning, but getting to it with you, I would not do this on my own. So every single Saturday, I'm grateful that for a year and a half now, every Saturday, I've gotten all these workouts, 70 workouts that I wouldn't have gotten in without you. So great work. Teamwork makes the dream work. We'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.